Is Rob playing today?
Yes.
Are you going to start him? How are you going to use him?
I'm going to use him at the 5. Look for him to screen. Hopefully get some lobs on the defensive end. Hopefully get some rim protection.
Is there a minutes restriction? Like, what is the minutes restriction?
There isn't a restriction. It's just, he hasn't played in 6 months, and so it's just making sure, we don't overuse him and just kind of manage, his minutes, how he feels, how he's playing. So it's not necessarily a minutes restriction. It's just more about, how he's doing during the game and then how he is, after each game.
How will he change things for you guys? Not just what you can do, but also like the lineups you can play, everything like that.
I hope he doesn't change. I hope it just makes us better, from the standpoint of rim protection. I think he'll give our guys confidence on just being able to guard the ball a little bit even more aggressive because they know they have help and size behind. Offensively, screening, vertical spacing. I'll look to see how teams match up with us depending upon, their matchups, what we run, and hopefully just give us that vertical space as well.
You talked about how last year your identity was kind of playing big, being defensive minded. This year the identity has changed a little bit.
Still defensive minded.
Still defensive minded, but it's changed a little bit at least. Do you have to change back at all? Is there something like, do you go back to bigger lineups? How much changes?
Yeah, I think we'll see that over time. I think it's more just want him to be comfortable and making sure he's comfortable in playing. And then I think there obviously will be times to where, we go to our big lineup. But, I didn't love the fact that he was out, but what I did like was we had an ability to create a different identity. And so now that we have him back, I feel like it gives us different ways to play. And so I'm really happy about that.
What have you seen in practice from Rob that kind of gives you guys confidence that he'll be set to go for tonight's game?
His conditioning, really good. And then, he's been doing the 5-on-5 and the workouts, and then his recovery the day after, second day after has been really good as well. So just kind of happy where he is, both physically and mentally.
Joe, we found out after the game, the Lakers game, that you pulled Jason, Marcus, and Jalen aside and kind of told them to get their league together. I don't think you used that language, but
You'd be surprised what kind of language.
we haven't heard that. But what prompted you to say that? What prompted you to pull those guys aside and say, as the leaders, you guys have to be better? And how do you think they responded to that?
I think it was just the guys are learning, and we're all learning every day. And the guys have done a great job being coached up to this point. And I think you just have to have small conversations with guys because their game's changing, and how people defend us is changing, and how people view us. And there's a lot of change going on. So just having a conversation about, hey, here's where you're at, here's what teams are doing to you, and here's where we can get better. And so I thought they responded really well, and I think, grateful that those guys, they want to be coached, they want to be led, and then they also want to get better. And so they make each other better, and that's kind of, just what we try to do.
How is Marcus doing? Is he playing tonight?
Marcus is doing good, yeah.
Is he playing?
Yes.
Joe, the internet cares a lot about this Quizlet account that was allegedly yours. What can you say about that?
Quizlet is a great resource for retaining information.
Thanks.
The Magic come in here on a 4-game winning streak. What are you seeing that they're doing really well the past week or so?
Yeah, they're playing with a lot of confidence, shooting the ball well, like over 40% the last 4 or 5 games, and it looks like they're playing together. They're playing physical. They're making good decisions, and they're defending on at that end of the floor physically as well. So another team, in my opinion, that the record doesn't match, the ability that this team has, and so they're playing very well.
Franz Wagner, he leads the team in points in the paint. What do you see from him that makes it so difficult to stop him on his drive and getting inside?
Yeah, he does a good job of creating contact. He does a good job of, when he gets contact, being able to finish through it. And so, for a player to be that young and see contact, finish through contact, it says a lot. And so, he's definitely playing well. And, we just got to do our best to pressure him, make him uncomfortable.
Joe, first game back from a long road trip is generally, there's messy, we can say. How do you avoid that kind of that kind of issue here? And what are the challenges of coming back and playing a game like this?
Yeah, we talked about that, but if you look at the NBA schedule, there's always something. And so when we sat up here 2 weeks ago, it was like, you got a 6-game road trip coming up, and then it was, well, then now you have the back-to-back, and then now it's the next game back off. So like, there's always something if you look for it. And so I don't know if we can avoid it, but we have to have the mindset of like, it's not about what, you know, that particular situation is. It's like, how do we respond and what's gonna be our mindset towards the game and our environment. And so next week it'll be something else. Not saying we'll play well, but I have no idea.
Thank you, Joe.
Thank you.